In this video, I'm going to share my simple trading plan, including my full analysis, entries, profit targets, no matter if the market goes up or down. So make sure you watch until the end because no one is sharing their full trading plan like this. My name is Lakeisha, and before we hop into the charts, people are making actual money from these free videos, so you're definitely going to enjoy it. So here is the gold market. So just really quick, I took a trade here earlier in the week as a test trade. Didn't work out. As you can see, it was on a Sunday. And then I took another trade here. This was a monster of a trade. Hit my original TP perfect, but I ended up getting out early because I just wanted to collect my money. And it was also close to market close. I think if I would have held just literally 2 minutes more, then I would have got more of this candle. So whatever, it happens. And then I took another test trade somewhere in here yesterday just to test things out. Didn't work out, but it's all good. So let's go ahead and clear our charts. So we're going to remove all drawings. I hit the wrong thing. There we go. So remove all drawings, and then we're going to go up to the weekly time frame, readjust our charts, and then I do have some alerts here. But I am going to keep them, and I also want to say thank you to the people a couple videos ago that made some suggestions about how to clear things much more quickly. Definitely helped. Thank you so much. All right, so for this weekly time frame, I want to talk about this candle right here and the way that the market closed. So the fact that the market closed bearish and there's little volume in this bearish candle, it lets me know that the price could pretty much do anything for next week. As you've probably been looking at the news, especially Forex Factory is something that I like to use, and then also Metals Mind for gold specifically. So this candle lets me know that anything could happen. We can see that last week we made this really big wick, but it also rejected, creating an exhaustion candle. And then this also had a lot of I guess exhaustion in a sense on the downside right here. So this is almost a doji candle, and that's one of the candles that I actually do use in my analysis. Pretty much I was just mapping this out. There's only about 4 or so candles that I really pay attention to, and this is one of them. So what I want to do on this weekly time frame is I want to map off the height of, or at least map off this area as, what is this, 2413 as my first level, mainly because we have a really strong resistance here. We have price come back down and reject, and then the next candle also went down, in my mind, making it a strong resistance. And then also we're going to clone this, and then we're going to go over here to the left, and I'm actually going to mark this off at the wicks. Let me see how this looks. So a lot of times with these really big wicks, it can be really tricky, but I'm going to mark off at the wicks. We'll probably keep this for now. And then what I want to do is I want to clone the skinnier level, and then I want to mark this off pretty much right at the tip of where the all-time high was. So going back to this, I didn't really explain that, but basically I was looking at this resistance right here, and then I wanted to get it in an area where both candles are touching. So we have these 2 candles touching, and then off to the left we have this one. And then this right here, I wanted to make it really close to the body. Now that I'm looking at this, it may be a zone that we don't need, but let's wait and go down to the lower time frames. So one other thing I want to mark off here on the weekly is this support right here, kind of using the same principle of getting kind of the average of these candles. We have a nice support here, and then we also have 3 weekly candles touching, and this level is at 2317 roughly. And then I also want to mark off another level, just kind of taking the average around 2291. So let's go ahead and drag this out, maybe not that much. And then let's also make sure that we have the bottom, or at least this box, touching the wicks. So I want to touch at least these 2 wicks right here because it forms a support. And then also right here, this is actually kind of fine because the primary focus is this right here. So let's go ahead and go down to the daily, and let's make some adjustments because I know that we will, just based on some of the things that I saw on the weekly time frame. So I'm already seeing something, but we'll get to that in a second. Right here, we just made a box right at the top of that weekly wick. mainly because of the fact that it made an all-time high. On lower time frames, we'll see actual candles. So on this level right here, I actually do want to push this up a little bit, mainly because we have this nice rejection or this nice resistance. We also have a rejection here. And then here we kind of have candles breaking through, but we do have one candle that did reject this level. So I'm feeling a lot more confident about it. And then this level is also around 24, let's just say 28, 24.30 kind of area. And this was something that I wasn't quite sure of on the weekly time frame. Now that I'm looking at it on a daily time frame, I actually want to move this down to 23, roughly 94. So the reason why I want to move it here is because we have a nice support here. Price broke through, and I believe this was actually the trade that, or at least part of the trade that I took. I can't remember. No, it had to be in here. So part of a trade that I took. So it makes sense to me now, but basically we have a resistance here. We also have a support here, and then we have a break of that support. So that's that level. And then right here, it's a little crazy, especially because we have all of this choppiness throughout here. So just trying to make some kind of sense of this, what I want to do is actually, let's see, I think I want to keep this level right here, but I do want to clone it and draw off another weekly level. And mainly I want this level to be at 23, let's just say 50. It's really close to a psychological level, which is awesome. One of the things that I'm a little conflicted with is because we have the bulk of the candles right here, 1, 2, 3, 4 candles touching this box, but then we have a nice recent support here. So for right now, I'm going to move this up so that way it's closer to the most recent support, because we have a bearish and a bullish candle together. And we're going to leave this alone, and then we're also going to leave this alone. Now let's go to the H4 time frame. All right, so wow, readjusting my levels. Let me scoot in quite a bit. So let's start with this. Now you can see that at this all-time high, there's actual candles that are there. That's looking good to me. We drew this level. If we focus on most recent price action, we can see that there was this really huge rejection there. That's looking good. Let me scoot over to the left just to make sure things are still looking good, and they are. This is a little consolidated right here, but for right now, it's good. And then we also have this level here that I adjusted. I'm actually going to move this down just a little bit more, mainly because I see these supports in here. I see 2 supports and then some rejections, so I want to make sure those are touching. And now we are at 23.90. So now that we have that level placed, we have this level at 23.53, and that still looks good to me. Although, no, that still looks good because we have a nice support there. And then if we look at this level, it's still a little messy with all of this consolidation here. So I do like that in the most recent area of this particular position that things look good. Let's see, that is, what is that? 23.19, 23.20. So that looks good. And then let's move over to the left here, and then actually, now that I'm looking at this, I do want to move this down just a little bit, so that way this is right at 22.85. So still looking good to me. Let's go down to the H2 time frame and just take a look at anything and just see if we need to make any adjustments. Right now, I'm not seeing anything, nothing at all. So this is looking good. This is just moved over a little bit. Okay, cool. All looks good to me. And then let's go down to H1, and then we'll talk about the game plan for the week. All right, it still looks good. Ooh, actually, this level right here around 24.30, 24.28 kind of zone, I actually do want to move this level up to right around 24.30, 24.32, kind of in that zone, mainly because we have a really nice rejection, and then price sold off tremendously over here. This is looking like, yeah, this is looking like that area where I actually took that short. There were some areas where I was thinking, okay, maybe I want to take it, but no, I wanted to focus on my major zones. Glad that I did. Ended up taking the short, and everything was good. So that zone is one zone that I wanted to adjust. I'm just looking left a little bit. Let me see if I want to move this up. Actually, no. What I actually want to do is this level right here, I want to move it to around 23.90, 23.88. So that's looking good to me right now. This is still looking good over here. And then if we move back over, let's see, this is still looking good. What else? Oops. Let me move this up and scoot it in just a little bit more. I know we can't see the candles, but we just want to see the touches right now. So still looks good to me. All right, so now that we got this, let's go ahead and reset our view a little bit just so that way we can see some actual candles and we can talk about the game plan. So looking at where price closed at this past week, this is actually a really perfect level because it's sitting right underneath a resistance level or support, however you want to see it, but I'm seeing it as under a resistance level right here. So what I would want to do is actually wait for price to come up in this area above these wicks right here, and then I would want to see price come all the way up to this next zone right here. So this next zone would be around 24 30-ish zone, and this is a really healthy 39 or actually 390 pips. And the next level I would be looking for is for price to come from this zone to perhaps, let me see, up to this level right here, about 371 pips. And then let me just draw off a level. So of course I could target way up here if there's not, if volume stalls out or something like that during a real-time market, then there's a higher probability that it won't get up to there. So the first real target will be right here. Well, actually, let me take that back. That'll be the second. So from here, the first target will be here. Second target will be here. This will be the main target. And then if price continues to push up here, of course, that'll be amazing. So, but knowing me, I'll probably take my profits around here, if depending on the volume and what's happening inside of the live market. All right, so that's my game plan for if the market goes up. So as we can see in the trend, it's a bearish trend. So even though here I'd be interested in taking some buys through up here, but really I believe that true buys would be above this level. So, you know, however you want to play it inside of the market, that's totally up to you. But basically this is what I'm looking for. And then inside of here, there's definitely some moves, but the way I've been trading recently have been more swing trades or longer term trades. So I would want to wait until price is below here to really continue the trend. However, price right in here, since it's right at that resistance level, how I talked about before, price could continue. It could continue to reject the zone and come down here. So, and that's a really strong range. It's 355 pips. This one is 340 something pips. So definitely a lot of momentum that we could possibly see inside of the market. And then the fact that the immediate trend here is bearish, price could continue to go bearish, but we just have to plan for both sides because we really don't know. Anything in here, I wouldn't want to take buys at all because I want price to tell me what it wants to do. So that would be the plan there. Basically, I would just want to continue this trend of going down. So my next target would be right here at 22.85, and then I don't even think I have anything drawn out for much further. But of course, as price moves on, you want to adjust your plan and your levels as the market gives you a lot more data. But generally, these levels are going to pretty much remain static because we use higher time frames in order to make them. And if you haven't downloaded the 54 easy tips to eliminate fear and take profitable day trades, you are definitely missing out. We had some really good feedback from people who've already downloaded. It's definitely one of my most popular downloads to date. So here's someone that downloaded it and loves it, and then someone else who downloaded it and loves all the different things that they got from it. So go ahead and check it out, and you will find that down in the description box below. I'll see you next time. Happy trading.